can we use AI to take a sketch like this and automatically develop a Revit model from it? In today's video, we're going to jump in and find out. What I've got here, it's a bunch of little floor plan sketches and exports. Okay, so I've got the small one here that's got double lines. This one here that's got a little thicker sketch type of thing. Here's a single line sketch. And here is a CAD export from a house project. And here is the PDF drawings from the house project. So you can see we got 4 or 5 different things that we're going to try. When it comes to AI and really any new technology, I'm always looking for the more practical uses first. How can this thing impact everyday life? All the other cool stuff that you see, the marketing content, is great, right? But how can I use this to impact my everyday life? So this tool, it's actually fairly new. It's less than a year old, I think, maybe a little more now. And I started playing with it a year ago, and they've gone through leaps and bounds of adding features already, and they're probably going to do more. The tool I'm talking about is called Wise BIM. So Wise BIM is a plugin for Revit. And I think it might be for other programs too, but we're going to use it for Revit today. And you can see here under the add-ins tab, it's got a couple different little things here. Detect walls, detect openings, detect slabs, detect rooms. And if you're interested in trying this out after you're done watching this video, I'm going to put a link down below of how you can actually do a free trial and give it a shot. But what this does is it takes images and CAD files and it attempts to replicate and extract those and create Revit model elements from them. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're actually going to run it through the ringer. This is version 1.3. Actually, when I started testing this thing, it wasn't even version 1, I don't think. And so it's come a long way. But we're going to run it through the ringer today, and we're going to see what kind of results we get. And then I urge you guys to try as well. So let's start down here. And so we got this nice little teeny house drawing sketch. This is just a sketch I did on my piece of paper here. And I scanned it in and so on and so forth. And it's relatively straight. Maybe I'll use the rotate command and I'll try and make it a little straighter. I mean, I guess it's as straight as it's going to be. Let's do snaps off. Let's kind of try to straighten this out a little bit. I probably didn't draw very straight. Anyways, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to click the image. Oh, you also want to scale it. Okay, so first thing, whether it's an image or a CAD file, you want it to be scaled. Okay, so I did scale it relatively speaking. I don't know if I drew it to scale, but you could see. Actually, maybe I didn't. That says 1'3" for the doorway. So maybe let's make that a 30-inch door. So that seems a little more reasonable. So we have 30-inch door. This window is about 2'6". Yeah, okay, that's better. Okay, so make sure you scale the picture or image or CAD file or PDF. Then I'm going to go up to add-ins up here on the top, and I'm going to click detect walls. So once I click that, you can see it's going to pull up the Wise BIM screen. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave everything default first. And so this is kind of all the settings as it is out of the box. And you can see it's got what floor do you want it to go up to. So the top offset for the floors. What do you want to round the width up to? And I'll talk about that in a second when it creates it. I'm going to say a 1/2 inch. The minimum wall width. So I guess if anything's less than this, then we don't want to. I'm actually going to say 1 inch for this, mainly because I got some crazy thick lines here, and the maximum wall number of families. And so we'll talk about that in a second too. So I'm just going to click launch, and just like that, you could see it actually created some walls. So, and it gave us a little rundown now. So you can see it made 7 walls, and you can see the widths that it detected and sort of tried to make. And you can see that straightness, let me click cancel here. Straightness wasn't that great. So let's go to 3D and take a look at these as well. So you can see that's kind of what it made there. Not great, but not. Hey guys, I know you're just starting the video, but I always get asked about my graphics and how Revit looks on my screen when I'm doing these videos. I want to take a quick moment to let you know if you're interested in checking out my residential Revit template with all the graphic stuff, as well as any of my courses, or to join a community that has office hours. I wanted you to know that we are open and live at community.bimafterdark.com. You can get my templates, sample files, learn from courses and other people, as well as join live office hours. So again, that's community.bimafterdark.com. Not the end of the world either. And let's actually quickly try and do some openings for this too. So I'm going to click the same image. I'm going to go to add-ins. I'm going to say detect openings. And now you can see it's looking for windows and doors. And similar to the other options here, we can say, what's our default height of the windows? What's the sill height? What door family do you want to use? I'm going to use single flush. Or actually maybe single interior 2-panel. That's what I'll do there. For double, so then double full glass, sure, why not? And then default head height here. And then let's click launch. All right, so that took about 20 seconds, and I'm going to click close, and you're going to see it actually did a decent job finding the opening. So there's a window there, there's a window there, or sorry, door, there's a window there. Didn't have the right direction of this, so I'll flip it just for fun. But it did a decent job finding the location of those. Let me just go in 3D, and you can see what it was created there, and so on. So what I'm going to do is we're going to run through a couple more examples, and then I'll talk about what it's doing and how it's creating these families and some of the pros and cons and kind of how we're playing with it. Okay, so now let's try this one here. And I'll click this same thing. I'll go to add-ins. I'll click detect walls. So the warning that just came up is because I already ran it on a different sketch. We're just going to roll with it for this test. What at the end of the day, what it's going to do is it's going to make a whole bunch of different families. And so we'll talk about that afterwards, but that's okay for now. This go around, what we're going to do is we're going to leave second floor set. We're going to go 1/2 inch is fine. And actually what I'm going to do here is I'm going to say instead of no for I know the families, I'm going to say yes for I know the families. And for the new family threshold, I might actually go with 1 inch. We'll see. Yeah, let's go with 1 inch because of the weird thickness of these lines. And you can see what it's doing here is it's detecting different wall thicknesses, and then we're actually able to assign a family type to it. So you could see, for 6.5 inch, what do we want there, and so on and so forth. So instead of trying to create a family for those widths, it's going to try to use families in there. So let's see what this does. Click launch. All right, so that also took about 20 seconds. You could see it made 8 walls. And if I go here, you could see it's kind of showing me the walls that were generated. You can see some of these it picked up at 6.5, 7.25, 10. It picked up these as 10-inch walls, and then probably put the concrete there, and then this 8.66. So if you look at this, obviously not straight. That's an issue with the sketch. But if I go to 3D, you could see it actually, some of the walls that were at least a thickness that was relative, they actually used. You can see dividing wall 4 inch, dividing wall 6.5 inch. Those are wall types in the project. And then this was 10-inch walls. So it actually started picking walls from the project and placing them in there, which is pretty cool. Let's check the openings on this one. So I'll go to add-ins, detect openings. You can see it's yelling at me again because we already have it going on, but that's fine. Here I'm going to do, instead of the double hung, I'm going to do a casement fixed with trim. So I'm just going to make them fixed windows, fixed windows. For the single, I'm going to do the same single one. I'll do a 2-panel wood. And for double, I'll do a double glass, and click launch. All right, again, took about 20 seconds, and you can see it added 2 windows and 2 doors. And so again, it did a pretty decent job locating those. I mean, if I go to wireframe, you can see the original sketch is pretty rocky. So, not expecting a ton from there, but as you can see, the algorithm is trying. It's trying to do that. And so you also notice it's making a door type here, which we'll talk about in a second too. But for now, I just want to sort of run through the examples and see what kind of results we get. And so you can see we are getting elements. We're getting stuff that looks like the sketches. It may not be perfect yet, but we're getting stuff that looks like the sketches, which is cool. We'll try this single line one. I'm not 100% sure that this is going to get us what we want, but I haven't tried any of these yet, so we're going to do this for this video and see what happens. So I'm going to click detect walls, click OK. For this one, I think we're going to have to say, let's see, minimum wall width. We're probably going to have to go less than 9.5 is the smallest we can go. Okay. Let's just see what happens. Why not? All right. So as you can see, that took 23 seconds this time. It made quite a few walls. And as you can see, the algorithm was struggling with the single lines to figure out what on earth it wanted to do. All that being said, it did model something. So let's go in 3D and see. It did put something there. Not sure that'll be really helpful, but there's some walls there. I guess we should try, just for posterity's sake, we will try detecting openings as well. Click OK, click launch. All right, again, around 20 seconds. And as you can see, it did 1 door and 1 window over here. So definitely struggling with a single line, which, not completely shocked at that one, but it is what it is. All right, so let's jump up now to, we'll do the PDF first, then the CAD file second. So here's the PDF. This is an actual document from the drawings. Obviously it's cleaned up. It's got no dimensions on it, just room names and stuff like that. And then the thickness for the walls. I have a feeling that things like this fireplace and maybe this A couple of these areas I can tell will probably give it a problem. Let's just see how well it does. So we're going to go to add-ins, detect walls, say okay. All right, so we're going to do upper floor is going to be our second floor. Default offset, we're going to keep to 0. Let's say we know the families, and let's jump this down. New family thresholds. We'll do a 1/2 inch as well. 3-inch wall. Make sure all this looks good. 6.5, that's fine. Yep, 10-inch concrete. Okay. All right. This one took a little bit longer, 29 seconds this time. And let's see what we got. So, looks like it did a decent job. The walls are straight, which is nice. So when you do have straight walls, they're straight. This was getting detected as 10 inches. I think it's because if I go to wireframe, I have a baseboard heater down on here, which is an extra line, and I think that's, yeah, I think that was messing with it. Go back to hidden line. These walls are looking pretty good. The wall types aren't great that it shows. Here it's picking up some of the thicknesses, so like I'm not sure why I thought that wall was so thick. But at least we're getting straight walls now. Oh, some fun stuff in there. At least we're getting straight walls now, and for the most part it's complete. Yeah, I don't know what happened there. Look at that. That was a nice straight little run across. It must have been the door that messed with it. Okay, so let's do this for the sake of it. I want to straighten this out just so that when I do doors, there's something for it to go on. That's fine. All right, here it kind of did something wonky too. It kind of had these walls at an angle. But again, if we go in 3D, at least we're getting something much, much closer. Oh, this must be the roof, the lines of the roof below. We're getting something much, much closer to the actual floor plan, which is pretty cool. So let's jump back into here. Yeah, look, it used the edges of the roof and the gutter to make walls. That's kind of funny. So noted there that you want to make a clean floor plan, I guess. All right, let's see if we can make, we'll go to add-ins. Let's make some openings. And for this one, I want to also test out the rooms part of it. So let's select add-ins, click detect openings. And we're going to say, let's do fix with trim. We'll do single, 2-panel wood. Here we'll do double, launch. All right, so 33 seconds this time. But it looks like we're getting quite a bit. So this window is pretty close. I'll do wireframe so you can see. This one, it's actually 3 windows, but it got a couple of them there. This one, same thing. It's a double window, I think. Yeah, so that's a double window. They put 1 window family. Same here, 1 window family. That's spot on. That's spot on. The doors are looking pretty good, except for that one should be a double, but that door looks pretty good. That door looks pretty good. Hey, those are, I mean, it didn't get everything, but did a surprisingly good job. There we go. These 3 windows, this window here, this window here. I don't think it liked the dark walls, but let's see in 3D here. Pretty cool. That's pretty sweet. Definitely not, not complete, but, get you a good percentage of the way there. All right, now I really want to test out rooms here. So I'm going to go to add-ins, say detect rooms. Whoa, that was fast. Let's see. So room. Oh, it didn't name them. That's a bummer. That's okay, but it did put rooms in all these. That's kind of cool. Rooms. Let's drag across here. Okay, that did a pretty good job. So that's how it detected the rooms. That's actually not bad. I thought it was going to try and do their words, which would be pretty cool. But it did detect the rooms, unless it's just using the wall boundaries and not the actual image. I don't know, but that's pretty neat. Okay, cool. Cool. So now if we go in 3D, you can see we've got it there. All right, last but not least, let's try out this CAD file, which this CAD file is pretty much the same as this. Obviously, there's no furniture. There's no level below and roofs and stuff, so it's a little bit cleaner, but we'll see what happens. I'm hoping that maybe with CAD files, it'll do something a little different, but let's do detect walls first. All right, so we're gonna say, yes, we know the families. We'll do 1/2 inch again, click launch. All right, that one took about 30 seconds and we could see it did make some weird walls, but let's do this. Let's turn the CAD file a different color. All right, so here's the CAD file overlaid with the drawing. It looks like it did a better job than the PDF. The line, a lot more straight lines. You can see here. looks like it got more of the walls. Oh, look at the little refrigerator wall. Nice. I don't know why it can't do this area. I don't know if it's because of the thickness of the wall is trying to gauge there, but I don't know. But yeah, that did pretty good. And so, of course, just so that it's all the same, we're going to do the openings. Again, we will do a window fix with trim. We'll do a single flush tube panel and a double full glass for now. So interestingly, the CAD file did not work making the openings. I'll have to dig into that, but it's bizarre that the PDF would make the openings, not the CAD file. So let's just look at these two so you could see, you know, this at least had a lot more, you know, straight walls. Obviously it still did some weird stuff over here, but pretty impressive. I can imagine, you know, if you have, especially maybe like an as-built drawing of a huge floor plate, you know, being able to just quickly pump it out and then clean it up afterwards, this could be pretty useful. I'm going to tell you a couple of the drawbacks or some of the things that I think they've already fixed a little bit and they're probably going to continue to fix, just so if you go to use it, you're not like, what the heck is going on? Why did Jeff do that? It probably did. And so just to jump into it, a couple things, as I mentioned with some of those settings, if you click these walls, you'll notice, and I scroll down here, there's a whole bunch of new walls over here. So wall 2-inch, wall 7 1/4, 7 1/8, 10.7. So without getting super detailed into those settings that I was talking about, you know, when you go to add the add-in and you choose all those, it's going to kind of use the overall width and make a bunch of wall types for it. In this latest release, which is 1.3, they gave us the ability to align widths with the wall family types, which is pretty cool. And you saw it try doing that with the concrete. So that's a step in the right direction. Obviously, if it's a sketch with thick lines, you might get some inconsistencies, or what you saw when I had the heater, where it was picking up the line from the heater. So it was thinking it was a thicker wall. Those are all things that we're going to obviously have to try and figure out in the long run. But then there's also the option for maximum number of new families, which is a new option they gave you. So the same thing also applies to windows, just as a heads up, and doors. And so if I click here, you'll notice, and I pull this down, look at all these window types it made. You know, all these right here, fixed trim 23. And this is kind of why I kept the same window family so you guys can see. And so again, what it's doing is trying to resonate with, or trying to read what it's saying here, and ideally making the least number of families possible to get this done. But still, it's picking an exact with it. And so this has already gotten better in the latest release, and you're having options to kind of control that. But you could also just generate the floor plan, flip it out with something more rounded if you didn't set up the settings right, and then just purge out the other ones, delete the other ones. And so pretty cool. I mean, it's getting us pretty close. And I could tell you, I've already tested this out on one project that was a very, very large project with a large floor plate, just to pump out the walls and the doors really quickly, and then go back and clean it up. And I do think that there was some time savings. So not there yet, but damn, this is really cool. This is the direction I hope things in AI that will go, right? It's pragmatic uses that can actually save and help our everyday lives. So yeah, check out Wise BIM. I'll put the link below. Thanks for checking out this video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, download it, test it, break it, and let me know what you think.